This is Force 13's Australia and Oceania channel with another look at what's making the local weather scene. On Friday afternoon, Weather Bureau here in Queensland issued an initial flood watch for Cape York catchments north of Cape Melville to Cape Koori, with a level rises are possible across the flood watch area from Thursday through to the weekend and into next week. A weak monsoonal trough and moist and unstable air mass will persist across northern Cape York Peninsula during the next few days. Over the weekend, a weak low situated in the Torres Strait is likely to move westwards along the monsoonal trough across northern Cape York Peninsula, with an associated increase in rainfall and the potential for some moderate to locally heavy falls. Catchments across the floodwatch area remain relatively wet following ongoing showers during the last several days. Locally heavy rainfall is forecast to develop going into the weekend. And across the weekend, rainfall totals could be anywhere from 150 millimetres to 200 millimetres daily. The Bureau of Meteorology in Victoria has issued a severe weather warning for damaging winds for people in parts of the central east Gippsland, north central, north east, and the west, and including the south Gippsland forecast districts. Strong northerly winds tonight ahead of a approaching cold front. Northerly winds forecast to strengthen across southern Victoria late on Friday ahead of a cold front. Damaging winds averaging 50 to 70 kilometres an hour with peak gusts of 90 to 100 kilometres an hour possible over parts of the central and north central districts Friday night, extending to west and south Gippsland, east Gippsland, the northeast districts early Saturday. Damaging winds are expected to be restricted to above 500 metres elevation. Northerly winds expected to shift west to southwesterly and rapidly east Saturday morning as the cold front crosses the state. And locations that may be affected include the Yarra Glen, Mount Bulbul, Falls Creek, Mount Hotham, Mount Buddha and Amio. Now, Victoria isn't the only state that is currently under a severe weather warning. Bureau of Meteorology in South Australia has in place a severe weather warning for damaging winds for people in the lower Eyre Peninsula, the Kangaroo Island, parts of the Mount Lofty Ranges, Eastern Eyre Peninsula, York Peninsula forecast districts. Cold front in the far west will move across the south and west of the state today, bringing strong to locally damaging winds and areas of raised dust. Damaging north to northwesterly winds averaging 55 to 65 kilometres an hour, with gusts of 90 to 100 kilometres an hour forecast to develop over parts of the warning area this morning ahead of and with the front. Winds will shift gusty west to southwesterly, with the front reaching southern Eyre Peninsula early afternoon and Mount Lofty Ranges late afternoon. winds will moderate during the evening. Locations which may be affected include Port Lincoln, Cummins, Tumby Bay, Cleve, Maitland, Edinburgh, Victor Harbour, Strathalbyn and Kingscote. The latest GFS precipitation outlook, and again it's the top end of Australia right across to the eastern region of Papua New Guinea. This information extracted from the Pivotal Weather website. The scale is at the bottom of the screen, and it's the area in yellow once again, but it's the brown to dark brown. Now we have a look at the latest from the Bureau Meteorology re the developing tropical low Invest 97S. Developing tropical low may intensify into a tropical cyclone later today or on Saturday to the north of the Kimberley coast. At this point in time, it's only the watch zone, Cockatoo Island and Kalumburu. Tropical low sustained winds in the centre of 55 kilometres per hour with wind gusts to 85 kilometres an hour, located within 55 kilometres of 11.1 degrees south, 129 degrees east, estimated to be 160 kilometres west-northwest of Pirlangimpi and 440 kilometres northeast of Kalumburu. The tropical low is currently tracking west-southwest at 10 kilometres an hour, and whilst it could develop into a tropical cyclone today or Saturday to the north of the Kimberley coast as mentioned, the system is expected to track towards the west to southwest and is likely to develop further over the weekend. Early next week there is a potential for the system to approach the Pilbara coast, and at this point in time gales not expected in coastal areas this morning, but gales with gusts to 100 kilometres an hour may develop in coastal parts between Kalumburu, Cockatoo Island from early Saturday. The State Emergency Service over there in WA advises that at this point in time there are no community alerts, and communities between the Cockatoo Island and Kalumburu should listen for the next advice. Now we have a look at what the models are saying, and EPS tracker guidance. The models are represented by the individual colours. And it'll be good if the system tracks into South Australia and possibly across into the western region of Victoria. There's many places that still need some decent rainfall. Late cycle track guidance. Late cycle intensity. The HWRF being by itself, it's indicating a possible Cat 4 on the AU scale, Category 3 on the other scale. Now we have a look at storm probability from 7 AM through to tomorrow afternoon. And considering that we're in the peak period of the 2018-19 tropical cyclone season, it's been very active. Now the Bureau's 12-hourly rainfall, the rainfall scale, right hand side of the screen, and it's the area blue through to the pink. And hopefully the tropical low is soon to be tropical cyclone waters. I think it's on the monsoon trough. I hope he pulls it down onto the coastal parts of WA, even inland WA. And also we have the, I'm going to say, system tracking across Cape York, delivering up to 200 millimetres daily, and that's only a conservative figure. The Bureau's total forecast of rain. And we have a look at the GFS. It's the precipitation model information, bottom of the screen, and significant rainfall totals. Each of these images are 3 hourly, and when you add up the 3 hourly totals, it's quite a lot. And I spoke to my brother last night. He lives in Melbourne region, down there in Victoria, and I made the comment that some of the water that we've had here in North Queensland is tracking down into Lake Eyre. Joy Typhoon Warning Centre's current track, they haven't updated their information at this point in time. We will have more across both channels.